Well, it may be cold outside, but I'm enjoying a nice hot and hearty bowl of French Canadian split pea soup. Look at that. Thick, delicious, big chunks of bacon in there, thick cubes of bacon, and to dip in it, these are herbed garlic toasts. Just dip them in the soup and eat like that. Oh, yeah. I don't mind that it's winter at all. This is great. Let's go in the kitchen and make some right now. So to make our split pea soup, we have a few ingredients here. First of all, we have block bacon or bacon block. This is 1 pound or 450 grams, and it's been cut into roughly 1/2 inch cubes, 1/2 inch, 12 millimeters, sometimes a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, just nice bite size really. We have here 1 onion finely chopped, 1 cup, in this case, yellow split peas. You could use yellow split peas, or you could use green, both would be okay. Here we have 2 15-ounce cans of chicken stock. It's about 4.5 cups. 3 bay leaves, 1 garlic clove crushed, 1 teaspoon of thyme, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to brown up the bacon. So let's put this on about a medium-low heat. Now notice I'm using the larger of my 2 stock pots or whatever. Now I probably could use a smaller size, but I like the extra surface area across the bottom for browning the bacon. So let's get that in there. All we're going to do now is for about the next 10 minutes, stirring this occasionally, going to brown the bacon a bit and render out some of the fat so we can cook the onions and everything else in that fat. All right, so let's come back in 10 minutes and check on our bacon. All right, those have been cooking for about 10 minutes. Here, lightly browned. We've got some fat rendered in there. Perfect. Let's add in the onions and the split peas. What I'm going to do with those is just stir them around there and just cook them for about a minute. We don't need to cook them much. Even the onions, they're going to soften up because we've got a long time of simmering here. So just kind of mix that around a little bit. Cook that for a minute. We'll be back in a minute and we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so that's been cooking for about a minute. Now we're going to add all the other ingredients. So let's get the garlic in there, the thyme, pepper, salt, bay leaves, and the chicken stock. Oh, listen to that. So that's deglazing anything off the bottom from our cooking our bacon. So now what I'm going to do is just stir around and make sure I get everything up off the bottom because that just adds more flavor to our soup. Got a couple peas hanging on there. Okay, bottom feels good and clear. All right, now what I'm going to do now is bring this up to a simmer. So just you might even just up the heat a little bit, go a bit up towards medium. Get up to where it's simmering. We're going to knock it back down to medium-low. Going to put a lid on and then let it cook for 2 hours. I know it's a bit long, but 2 hours is going to make those peas so perfect. It's become a rich, delicious soup. So I'll see you back here in 2 hours. All right. That's been cooking for a bit over an hour now. It's starting to thicken up, so I've turned the heat down to low. And now I'm going to start stirring it every once in a second. Look, it's getting quite thick. And when it gets thick, there's a better chance of it burning to the bottom. So we want to give it the occasional stir. Oh, that is going to be just a beautiful thick soup. Might actually be ready in about 1.5 hours, because this is a bit of a hotter stove here. 1.5, 2 hours, roundabout. Keep an eye on it. We want it good and thick, so I think I'm going to go for probably the full 2 hours on that. All right, what we're going to do now, though, is get the garlic toasts ready. The herbed garlic toasts. So what I have here is what I have here is a 1/4 cup of butter. I have 2 cloves of garlic crushed. I have 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, and I have a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to cream the butter. This butter is at room temperature, so easier to cream. All right, cream that around a bit. And then we're going to cream in the garlic. Get that into there. Just mush it in. And when it's about partway done, in goes the thyme, in goes the salt, and give it a good creaming now. Make sure it all gets evenly distributed. Look at that. Oh, you can smell the herbiness and the garlic. This is going to be great. Okay, that's pretty well nicely creamed. We have a garlic herb butter now. And then, as you can see, I've taken a baguette and I've sliced. I like to always slice a little bit of a diagonal. It just looks cool and gives you a bit more surface area. So, take each piece, and all you do is grab a bit of this butter, and I like to use my little icing spatula here, and just smear some butter on there. And away you go, on to the next one. Just keep smearing butter on. Not too much. We don't want these to be soggy, so just kind of putting a skiff of butter on there. I want it to be more crispy to dunk in the into the soup. If you're making a garlic toast, or you want a soggy garlic toast, yeah, you just really lather it on there. But in this case, a slight skiff is all we need. All right, so I'm going to prepare all these. Then what we do is just you can either put them into a toaster oven. You can put them under the broiler in the oven. All you want to do is just broil them or toast them enough to it'll melt the butter and just kind of a little slight browning of the bread, and that's it. They're ready to go with the soup. All right. That soup's going to cook a little bit longer. I'm going to be stirring it occasionally now because, like I said, now it's thick. We're going to make sure it doesn't burn. And we want a nice, delicious soup. All right, see you in a little while. Right, that has been cooking for just a little over 1.5 hours. We're not going to need 2 hours of this because, as you can see, the peas have all broken down. That's what we wanted. We wanted to break down and to become this thick soup. Really depends on your peas and heat and everything. Sometimes some dried peas will take longer to cook, and these ones didn't take so long, so perfect. What are we going to do now? Spoon some up into a soup bowl. Oh, look at that. That is going to be really nice. Just got to avoid, we have, remember, 3 bay leaves in there. We don't want them in the soup or in the bowl. Okay, and make sure everybody gets a nice even amount of bacon. Look at that. That is just thick and hearty. This is a really warming soup in winter. And our garlic toasts are all ready. Looking delicious. They see just a little nicely brown around the edges. The butter is melted. Garlic and herbs on top. Fantastic. Enjoy French Canadian split pea soup with herbed garlic toasts. Now, if you go to the link appearing on the screen, you can get the free printable recipe on our website. So go print out the recipe. Have fun making and eating this delicious warming soup, and make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.